Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed up like Batman?
Hey everyone, it's Scoopman5000. We're back for another video. This is a big one. We're starting our coverage of Batman Returns with the exclusives Max Shreck and Penguin on his big old duck. So that's right, I have the exclusives in my hand before the actual wave. McFarlane, honestly, the website has been very slow. I just got Mortal Kombat Wave 1, and I've been seeing those in stores for months. The Batman Returns Wave is starting to get in people's hands, but I'm not going to let that stop me. We're going to take a look at these guys, because these are what I have first. And these are exciting, man. Max Shreck, Mr. Walken himself in figure form for the first time, and I think that this Penguin Mobile has never been done to this scale. And it does come with a Oswald Cobblepot Penguin as well. And this thing is massive. It was $100. You could tell me if I'm an idiot or if this is worth it. I think it's worth it. We're going to look at Penguin, but first we are going to take a look at Max Shreck. And here's Max Shreck, the deluxe theatrical edition, which is pretty similar to our usual collector's edition box. Nice logo on the side and the poster on the back. And the card here just features the Batman Returns poster and then a little portrait of Max Shreck, but not much information about him. And here we go, Max Shreck out of the package. And what you see is what you get. Really no accessories other than the alternate head, which is this fried up, burnt up, electrocuted Max Shreck from the finale of the movie. Some electrical wires shoved into him by Catwoman. But even with the lack of accessories, this is awesome. Mr. Walken, Max Shreck in figure form. For the first time ever, I'm pretty sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the type of stuff that I'm here for. I know some people aren't into the movie figures, and I feel like especially you're not going to be into a original movie character, someone who was not previously in comics, but having just rewatched the movie, he's awesome, and the whole movie's great, so I think this is a fantastic figure. It is a red platinum, but you can order it, so unlike some other platinums. So I hope if you do want him, that you'll be able to get him. But Mr. Shreck, the hair, awesome. The fit, crazy. And you know, McFarlane, with their likenesses, can be hit or miss. I think they've gotten a lot better. Maybe that reputation comes from their earlier cinematic figures. This is right on the money. Christopher Walken right here. In the 90s, the eye details and everything in between. It looks sharp. It looks like him. Bringing it back to this crazy head sculpt. Very Tim Burton, obviously. Almost like a Beetlejuice character I could see this being. This is probably only seen for like a second in the movie. I'll probably never display it with him. It did make me contemplate getting a second, but I don't need two Max Shrecks. And we are looking at a pretty reused body. I think it all started with this guy, the Heath Ledger Joker. The arms are about the same. The trench coat, you can see the way that it sort of swooshes out to the right and then sort of curls in on the left side of him. And then these pants, you can even still see some of the texture bleeding through here. That was sculpted on the Joker's pants. And even the shoes to me look the same. Even this undercoat probably is reused from something, but if anything, that's the only new part is the sort of vest in the middle here. And that's a theme with these theatrical figures. We've gotten a couple we're going to look at in comparison. They're reusing these suit bodies to get a unique character like this. That's the way to do it. And for comparison, as I said before, the Joker, I think, was the first one on this body. But even this figure just came out, the Sandman. I don't know a lot about him, so I'm not going to bother reviewing him. But even that, the exact same sculpt. Looks like the only thing they're doing between these three bodies is just swapping out the undercoat. And you can get different looks achieved with that. And then for some other suited Batman figures, we got Alfred from Batman Forever and Lucius Fox from Batman Begins. So all three of these rocking different sort of suited bodies. I think this is like a Two-Face body. This is the Three Jokers Criminal. And these are three characters that were pretty underrepresented in action figure form. And as previously noted, I don't have the full Returns wave yet. So here he is with the Batman 89 and the Flash Keaton Batman, which is pretty close to the Batman Returns suit. And since McFarlane, we just found out, has the license through 26, let's get a redo on this guy because the neck is just no good here. The new Returns figure's got a nice fat neck. This Keaton has got a nice fat neck. We got to get an update on this 89 Batman. Hashtag, we want the fat neck. Now let's look at this heaping duck. And here's the trading card, little artist rendition of what we're getting here. And Batman Returns poster on the back, so no bio. And here he is, Penguin from Batman Returns in this sort of undershirt outfit, this under layer of clothing. He doesn't have his big jacket, his big top hat that comes in the main wave. So he's a very funny looking little man. And they capture that pretty great here in McFarlane Toys form. I had a big smile opening this guy up. Very egg-shaped, unique-shaped figure, and looks about like he should be the right height. We're going to do comparisons in a bit. The way the hair is sitting, I'd imagine this is the same sculpt as the one for the hat, because it's got this little divot here, and the hair kind of droops the rest on the shoulders. Again, hell of a likeness here, and I think the paint especially has been leveled up from some of the earlier cinematic figures we got. This is a nice rubber overlay torso and crotch piece, and really just the whole unit of a man this penguin is. Very unique build. So you had to make two penguins because you really weren't going to get much other use out of a lot of these parts. I think the coat on him is soft goods, so it probably is this exact body. We have one grip hand and one sort of gesturing hand, I suppose. Head's pretty limited just because of the body shape. Does look like a decent amount of range, like more than you'd expect, at least going back. Forward is pretty much non-existent. Arms are like standard looking arms. Look like they're going to do what you need them to. And then the legs, I'm curious. So it is the same sort of engineering we're used to on the upper leg, but they did go ahead and single joint these lower legs. But again, the penguin, are you doing acrobatics with him? Probably not. And here's the penguin with his gaming counterpart from Arkham City and his comic book style counterpart in the classic orange and purple. Again, no Returns figure to look at him yet. So here again is the 89 and the Flash version of Michael Keaton's Batman. Then for some other villains, sort of in the same universe, we got the Jim Carrey Riddler and Tommy Lee Two-Face. Then with Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy and Arnold's Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin. So a very fun Batman villain display we're building here. And then I almost forgot to put him with Shrek. So here you go. The two Batman Returns figures I have so far. And that leaves us with the Duck. Hell of a thing here. I got to pick the camera up to really get a look at this guy. And it really is just a big hunk of plastic. Not a lot of moving parts other than the wheels. I saw these in the front, and I thought maybe it had some sort of sound action, but those are pretty shallow markings on the figure. You see nothing underneath to indicate a battery compartment. There is a hole on the bottom here, and I will say, my big complaint with this guy, I hear something rattling around in there. I don't know if it's picking up, but I don't like that one bit. I'm assuming it's something to do with this hole. At the face here, very weathered on the eyeballs especially, right? You see this dinge applied to it. Like I saw a black mark here and I thought that was a mistake, but it probably is just part of the weathering. If not, you can excuse it as that at least. Little blue splotch here. Very rosy shading on the wings here. And then this painted detail wraps around the bottom, and we have what looks like decals on these wheels. And it's got a good roll factor to it, I can't deny that. But I guess out of the Batmobiles we've gotten, and even some of like the superpower stuff, not as much going on. This is definitely just more of a hunk of plastic, a display piece, rather than something to play with. Even the wheel here does not spin. This lever does not move. We do have a back seat. So now we'll try to get our little Oswald into position. So decent seating position, especially for a figure of his stature. And he sits pretty good in there. That's not bad at all. And I believe he did kidnap Shrek in the movie. And so we'll try this. We'll probably be unsuccessful. Maybe if you wanted to cut a little slit in his underjacket, but definitely not something I want to do. So even that's not bad though. Do have plenty of leg room on the bottom. So here you go. Penguin and Shrek having a day on the town riding the Duckmobile. Todd, absolute madman to produce a giant duck in this day and age, in this retail market, slap $100 on it, and you know, here I am, I got it. And I'm sure a lot of people did. So this is something I probably could see going on clearance, but I'm not willing to take that chance. This is too much fun. My setup here, not really equipped for vehicles. Here he is with the 89 style Batmobile. This is one from the Flash, but don't tell anybody. And with the massive Batman Forever style Batmobile. Hell of a thing. Penguin not really measuring up. And that does it for our look at the Batman Returns exclusive wave from McFarlane Toys. Now let's hope that they get off of their asses and they ship me that wave of Batman, Catwoman, Penguin, and his minions so we can look at them in a timely manner. These two, I guess, are the unnecessary figures of the wave. I'd argue Shrek is more essential than the Penguin minions, though. If you want these, I think they're still out there and they're popping up in stores. I think it's a lot of fun. And if you're building a Batman Returns collection or a cinematic Batman collection, this, especially the Duck, is going to be a great conversation piece, a great centerpiece to that collection. Makes me more excited to get that Batman in hand. with the fat neck. But for now, we got these two. I don't know how many picture opportunities I'm going to have, but I'll leave it off with whatever I come up with, and I'll see you guys in the next video.